G'day, welcome to MPS 101 Restricted Access Menu for the multi-sit pose system brought to you by ge-NeticS. Now what I'm going over in this tutorial is how to use the owner-only restricted access menu, which is a menu that allows owners or customers, the end user of a completed product, to be able to toggle the sitter access mode to restrict who can and cannot sit on the chair or whatever you've made. It allows, if there are any sounds in the object, to be able to toggle the volume or turn the sounds off and on. Allows to turn off and on hover text, camera positions, etc. So we're going to be going over this now. I have here the chair I did in our basic setup tutorial for the MPS, and I've just added some hover text here. Sit here to relax to show the hover text button. So first of all, to get the restricted access menu, you need to just hover over your object and you left click and hold for about a second or two, and that will give you the owner menu. Only the owner of the object can get this menu. So you'll see here our first button here, access. So if I click this, it now has gone into owner access, which means only I, as the owner of this chair, could sit on it. Nobody else would be able to. If someone tried to, it would unsit them and tell them, sorry, not allowed to sit here. Or if I touch it again, it'll now toggle into group access. So whatever group the chair or object is set to will be the group that the user must have activated to be able to sit down. And then last, we can click it again and it toggles back around to public access, which allows anybody to sit down. Alright, and I'm just going to skip the volume one for now, and I'm going to go to the hover text button. And you'll see we've got the hover text here, sit here to relax. Owner can toggle this off if they want hover text off, or toggle it back on. There we go, the hover text is back on again. So let's just turn it off for now, And alright, so I'm just going to close this menu for now, and I'm going to sit down on the chair. Put in my camera position, I get my menu, and I'm just going to go into my sleep animation so we get the sounds and props. So I've got the sound, I've got my facial expression, I've got my prop out. So I want to get up the restricted access menu again, so left click and hold, and I've got the menu. Alright, so if I don't like the sounds as the owner, I can easily turn these off. If I hit volume, volume off. No more sounds, not a problem. You touch it again, low. You can toggle it again, medium or high. So I'm just going to turn them off for now so we don't have that in our ears. Okay, now obviously I've got a facial expression for this pose too. Now not everybody likes facial expressions, so if you set them up in your object, any end users, customers or have you might not want them. They can easily turn these off now. So you've got the option to have your facial expressions, and anybody that has your object will be happy to know that they can turn them on and off as they please. Just hit the expressions button. There you go, facial expressions are off and my face has stopped expressing itself. And you can just hit it again, and I'm now have my facial expressions back on. So I'm just going to turn this off for now. This next button here, you've got sit camera. Not everyone's going to enjoy their camera being moved around and locked into position. Now, as with all these buttons, if there isn't any sit camera data, there isn't any hover text or expressions, there's no sounds, then these buttons won't show. They will only show if they're actually set in there. So you're not going to have buttons here to confuse users, owners, if they're not set in the object. So to unlock the camera position, I can just hit this, and you'll see that my camera position is now unlocked, and I can zoom in and out as I please. But if I want to turn it back on, I can hit sit camera and it will lock my camera again. It's that simple. You can toggle them on and off. Now, because this pose here has a prop out, which is the desk, when a prop is out at the time of opening the restricted access menu, you will get a save prop and reset prop button as extras, where the owner can, if they want to, move the prop and record a new position to where they would prefer it. I'm just going to turn the sit camera off actually for now, and I'm going to move out, and I'm going to edit the prop, and I can move it just like any other prim, and let's just put it down here on the floor to demonstrate. Alright, so if I put this down on the floor, and okay, now that's where I want it, I can hit save prop. It'll tell you that the position is recorded when it's successful. And now if I just close this down and I touch to get the normal menu, say I want to change pose, I go into relax now and back into sleep, my prop has gone out where I wanted it to be. But now, as an owner, what if I've decided I want it to go back to default? Let's just bring up the restricted owner menu again by left click and hold, and I can hit the reset prop button, and that will put it back to its default position that was set in the settings note card. And it's that simple. So now we've got our last button here, reload MPS. First I'm just going to stand up here. You don't have to stand up for this button, but I am. So what this button does is, if for any reason the user, the owner, wants to reload all the default settings back, like maybe they've made adjustments to their positions and they don't want to have to go through and reset each pose position that they set manually, so they might want to just do a reload of the scripts. And this also comes in handy as you can't reset scripts in selection from a no modify object, and this will allow you to actually do it without having to do the build way. So if I hit reload MPS, it'll ask me if I'm sure. It'll first warn me this will reset any owner and user settings back to default, and are you sure you want to reset all MPS scripts? And if they say yes, you'll see here that now the MPS is reloading. All the scripts will reload and reload their default data. And it's reloaded, one menu, 3 poses loaded. And that's it. You'll see that the hover text is back now because it's set the settings all back to default, which is on. And that is the restricted access menu. So enjoy.